When you ask Google about Apple, it has to make a decision. Are you talking about Apple the fruit or Apple the apple, right? But magically, when you ask a slightly more specific question, suddenly Google understands, saying, hey, listen, yes, color of apple, that's red, but price of apple, I think you're referring to the Apple phones, and let me give you that information. Now, I knew, color of Apple, the phone, is also perfectly valid scenario. And at the same time, price of Apple, the fruit, is also perfectly valid scenario. But Google understands the context behind the question. Who's asking? Where is it being asked for? What's the full question being asked? And applies learning to be able to give the answer so that you can communicate with Google in a natural form, just the way you and I talk, right? And that's the hard part. That's the crux of it, right? Natural conversations, which is all probabilistic, which is all contextual conversations. So when we were building Cuddle, for example, when you ask Cuddle, what's the sales at Target this month? It says it is at Target, the retailer. I think you're looking for dollar sales, and it is $617,000. But within the same instance of Cuddle, within the same implementation, if I change the question a little bit and say, hey, what's the sales versus Target this month? Everything's changed, right? But now it says it's $6 million versus a $6.2 million of Target. So what we really need to understand is that we are now moving from a deterministic world of SQL queries and machine languages to a probabilistic world of linguistic. Think about it. When in English language, when I ask you a question, the same question could mean completely different things depending on the context in which it is spoken to. But a SQL query, a typical querying language, it's completely deterministic. The question that we need to ask ourselves is that, do we want users to overly specify everything that they need to ask for, or to converse with the systems in a more natural manner? And that's the leap that we have to make if we really need to change the way the decision-making and the decision assistant works.